high crimes.
Oh, dang. Oh, somebody left. Okay, so what's up, guys? Welcome to High Crimes, episode 13. The luckiest number that we could have. And somebody disappeared. Oh, it was Cameron. Oh, okay. He was saying that he's not going to stay on here. Okay. Never mind. I didn't realize that's what he meant by that. Alright, so how's everyone doing? Hopefully we'll get a bit more people in here. Everyone hit the like button stuff. Let's get past 10 likes. Let me go ahead and adjust this real quick. But I'm here with Cool Girl Mango and Timmy. What's up, Mango?
Where's Gene?
Oh, he'll be back like in a couple days. He's doing holiday stuff. You know.
Oh, lame.
He's secretly Santa. He has to go around and give gifts to everyone. He's still working on it. He's a little slow. Oh, dang. What's up, Agent? No, Gene told me specifically to tell you guys that he's not dead. Okay?
See, I don't believe that, though.
Yeah? I mean, it is Gene. He seems to die a lot.
Yeah.
The story will probably be about him. Although he would probably be on the other side of the table if the story was about him. He'd probably be the murderer. All right, but anyways, let me pull up the chat here real quick. I thought we'd have maybe a bit more people here, but it's just us three, and that's cool.
You got someone waiting, though.
I do? Who the hell is...
You do. It's a Red Eye.
Oh, ew. I mean, hey, Red Eye. I wasn't just almost throwing up because of you. What's up, big balls? Did you catch any, like, crocodiles today or anything?
Oh, I wrestled a few.
Whoa. Holy shit. Oh, crap, I cussed. That was your fault. That's what happens when Australians come around. Lots of cussing, just automatically. Alright. Skabibi. Hey, Skabibi. Alright, so we're going to get this story started. I think... I joked about this before this started, but, like... I think this might be the first story that actually involves the bad people in the story being a black chick. She's a black chick, Red Eye. It's not a white middle-aged dude this time. Or actually, a lot of them were just white in general. But I feel like this might be the first African American murder that we talk about.
Pretty sure that makes you a racist, then, Shab.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind. Cancel this episode. Okay, I think so, unless I'm not thinking right. But we done.
No, I think it is. You've done white middle-aged dudes. You've done white teenage girls.
Yeah.
White teenage guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's lots of white. Us white people are real freaked up. I'm trying to cuss as little as possible in the first 10 minutes. But yeah, we're freaked up in the butt. All right, so let's get this started, all right? I don't even know what this story is about, by the way. Except I know someone gets hurt or something, maybe. Probably.
Something about a murder, probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
Night, Dada. We love you.
The other night, some guy, that's someone that I've known for a while.
Oh, and if you want to see the whole video, the full video, links in the description. From the Ewu crew, dog.
Asked me if you can put some boxes inside my in my storage, right?
I just wanted to tell you that I love you and that I miss you and that I can't wait to see you in the morning.
And so we were going through the stuff. Okay. And, we really got, and there's a baby in there.
Say bye, Dada.
There's a baby in there. I just seen the arm and I just know it's a dead body.
It was the worst type of crime imaginable. After a lackluster attempt to hide it within a leased storage unit, the concealed body of a tiny child had been uncovered. In just a few seconds, you'll witness a dramatic scene as a terribly distraught woman slides off the couch, bends over, and appears to start praying. However, you'll soon learn that the horrendous tragedy behind this display of emotion could have easily been diverted, if not for a twisted and shocking motive.
Yeah. Right when I open it and I see it work, I apologize.
It smells. It's gonna be a human. It's gonna be a human.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just based on the smell and the appearance. So wait for Nutley.
Do we know if this guy has a kid? The guy that has the lock?
Charles, 29 report number, please.
No, we literally just got here.
Can you see that? So then in this container, there's like some decomp. And that smell, you're getting the smell a little bit. Sir, is it you and your wife that you live here also?
Yeah,
okay.
Are there cameras? There's. There.
The responding officer is securing the area and awaiting the arrival of the sergeant so she can bring him up to speed.
It's a baby. So we have the complainant detained. When I get here, he points to a blue barrel. He's like, it's in there, and I look in this blue barrel, and there's some decomp in there. It stinks. I'm like, what are you talking about? I keep checking. He's like, it's in there. I'm like, I see nothing in there. So I know what's in that bag.
There's a bag in the barrel?
There was a duffel bag. So he's like, I used that knife that's sitting on top of a box on his car to cut open that bag. And as soon as I saw the baby's arm, I backed away and called you guys.
Officers continue to secure the scene, and a chilling comment is
Dude
made.
probably thought it was like an animal at first.
Yeah, sounds like it definitely bothered him a lot, and it would bother me a lot, especially since it smells as though it was probably pretty stinky too. It was a real nasty discovery. Scooby said, keeping the bodies in your own storage unit, clearly criminal masterminds. Yeah? Yeah?
Oh, I wonder
Genius.
if more kids in that storage unit.
We don't know.
We'll probably never find out.
I can tell you that I can pull the information of his friend for the U-Haul that he drove.
The U-Haul was driven by another subject?
Well, that's what he said. He said that's why they came back to look tonight, because he drove all the way here from Reno with only 3 boxes in it.
That'd be phenomenal. If you could get the license plate, that would be great.
I'll know everything about that as soon as I can get the guy's name.
We got a name of Tyler, but
they caught
your first
you.
red flag.
They caught
There's
you.
your first.
Oh.
No, well, if you're an investigator, there's a huge, big skyrocket of a red flag there. They just drove a long distance to get rid of 3 boxes in someone else's lockup. It's like, okay,
Yeah. I just had to drive 300 miles to get rid of these, 3 shoe boxes worth of stuff,
But
no last name?
Would that guy have checked in with you when he got here?
No, but if I can get a roundabout of where he rented in Reno, Tyler is not a very uncommon name.
Well, how would you end up having that? Oh, because it's U-Haul. Hey, Joe, how long have you known Tyler?
I first met him when I was in rehab in Lodge in Woodland. I first met him about 18 months ago. He started working there.
18 months?
Mm-hmm. Monday when that big box, whatever that is, in there.
Okay, with the blue thing in it was
Yeah.
Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
And then later on he brought the stuff that's in the other unit?
Yeah, because I called him. I go, what's wrong with you, dude? Why are you so damn suspicious? Your wife needs, bring a buck. And I told him, I go, if you're trying to get caught, because I thought it was drugs.
Right.
If you're trying to get me caught up or something, because I just barely got off from, don't want to get in a bunch of
Right.
And I threatened him, I go, if there's something that I find in there, or if you're going to get me in trouble, he goes, no, I promise you, there's nothing in there.
Okay.
But he was acting weird, though. And then to rent a U-Haul with 3 boxes, that was really weird, too.
Okay. Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your daughter's the one that convinced you to open up?
Yep.
Okay. What nationality do you think Tyler is? I'm trying to block that spotlight from your face.
I think
Actually, I'll stand right over here.
I think he's black or Puerto Rican, something like that.
Is he darker than you?
Yeah.
Darker than you.
Well, not really darker than me. It's kind of like different shades of dark.
Okay.
So he's probably about like my height, anyways. Probably like 150.
So he's slim and short. Okay. Do you know anything about him being married or anything like that?
He's married to that girl. Well,
he's married to somebody.
Yeah, he's married to that girl. That girl came with him.
Oh, there was a girl with him when he came yesterday.
And kids.
Oh, there was kids with him. Oh, okay. And is she same look as him? Maybe Puerto Rican. She's definitely black. But you don't have any idea what her name might be. Okay.
How long does your camera store?
Oh, go way back.
Can you look up something for me?
Yeah. That's Joe at the gate.
So is that the Yaris or is that it right there?
That's the Yaris right there.
Okay, but not the guy we're interested. How do I hit pause?
Oh, just right there. Oh, you gotta be on it. Okay.
Make a mental note of the white car, as this will be important shortly.
Phone number to the guy we're looking for, do you have it? Yeah. We need it, so they can look up the number and get the name right here. So he's from Reno.
Yeah.
Tyler.
Driver's
24
license.
Yeah, so these people lived pretty close to me.
So Friday the 11th, they showed up with the van and the hatchback. And then the 14th, the hatchback is with Joe. Okay.
So they ran his phone number through the computer system. This is what they came up with. So they got his driver's license number and everything. If you look on the other backside, that's his credit card that he's been using.
Oh.
He's using.
Okay. So we'll just go with this name as our possible suspect. Send a message to Reno, give them that horsepower, and see if they can confirm an address for him there, or confirm that is a good address in Reno.
911.
Have the supervisor send a message over there. So what is her story?
This is a real, gruesome episode of Reno 911. Damn, shit, where's the funny part?
As to why they decided to
Gee whiz.
Normally they make poop jokes and shit, but this one's real serious.
check things out today. Wasn't she the one that was telling her
She'd been trying to convince her dad the whole time.
that something was wrong with the boxes?
No, he was not acting right.
And
She has no
she
relationship.
just thinks something's weird about him?
He's acting paranoid. She said
Okay.
he seemed really nervous, really paranoid. They leave.
All three?
She convinces Dad, hey, that dude's weird. I need to go over here and look and see what's in those boxes.
Okay.
So she convinces Dad to come over here. They come down here together to look inside those boxes.
Okay.
Because she did not get a good vibe from him.
Sacramento's CSI and homicide units have just discovered that a most dreaded class of cases has landed in their laps. Based on the driver's license information provided by a manager of the storage facility, law enforcement has set their sights on a young man by the name of Tyler Anderson. The 23-year-old resides in Reno, Nevada. The Sacramento Police Department contacts their counterparts in Reno, Nevada, and it is soon established that Tyler is married to 23-year-old Adriana Anderson. Around this same time, back in Sacramento, police discover that Tyler's phone is pinging nearby. He's soon located and taken into custody. The Reno Police Department's Robbery and Homicide Unit dispatches 2 detectives to the apartment of Tyler and Adriana at approximately 1:30 p.m. on May 16, 2018. The day after first responders were dispatched to the horrendous scene at the storage facility. As Adriana grants the detectives entry to her Reno residence, the convoluted horror story slowly begins to unfold. Even at first glance, the apartment is noticeably unkempt. A mattress has sprung across the living room floor, and the kitchen is filthy and littered with spoiled food. Adriana agrees to travel to the main station of the Reno Police Department, where she will be interviewed by the detectives. Tyler, on the other hand, asks for an attorney shortly after a Sacramento detective informs him of his rights. It's not until July 5th, 2019, after more than a year has passed, that Tyler emerges to explain his long-awaited version of events. Shortly after his arrest, though, he alluded to everything in a recorded prison phone call with his mother.
I hope that the truth comes out.
It's going to come out. Like I said, it's going to come out, and it's not going to be what everybody wants to hear. It's not going to be pretty, It's going to be the truth, and it is what it is.
Until then, detectives will enter the interrogation room to speak with Adriana, and the process of untangling this tragic mystery that transformed a storage unit into a horrific crime scene will get underway. Adriana is situated in a room that doesn't appear to be typical for an interrogation. It should be decorated as minimally as possible, but it appears that Adriana was brought into a soft interrogation room that's usually reserved for victims of a crime or children.
I don't feel good.
It's possible that Adriana is aware that she's being recorded or that someone is watching her, so she's trying to garner some sympathy before the interview has even started. In any case, Adriana will soon reveal exactly why it is that she's not feeling well. And let's just say it's not due to some sort of stomach bug.
You all right? Okay. All right, let's get this started so that we can...
The detectives are seated directly in front of Adriana with no barrier, such as a table, between them. This will allow them to fully observe her body language. The detective wastes little time. After a bit of small talk and rapport building, he gets down to the reason for this meeting.
Talked about earlier at your apartment is that Sacramento Police Department gave us a heads up that they're investigating what they believe to be a homicide or some sort of suspicious death, okay? So they've asked our help to kind of facilitate this whole thing. Okay.
The detectives then thank Adriana for coming down to speak with them and express their appreciation, which they're trained to do under the Reed technique. This makes the suspect more likely to want to continue being seen as cooperative. Of course, her level of cooperation will be subject to change as the detectives begin to press her for more information.
But the main thing we want to talk about, as my father explained earlier, was your recent travels to Sacramento. Okay. So, just in your own words, can you just kind of...
I grew up in Sacramento when I was a little kid. So, yeah.
You grew up in the sack.
I grew up in the sack, yo.
Explain what that's about.
Well,
the sack.
we went down there, honestly,
That explains why you like big balls so much.
Yeah. Big sacks are the greatest. The greatest sacks.
That I'm ashamed to talk about.
Okay. Well, we're not here to pass judgment, okay? It's not our job to do that.
Adriana explains that she and Tyler went to Sacramento and purchased cocaine. She's conveniently failing to disclose the most significant reason for their travels. The detectives are aware of this, but they play along and attempt to make Adriana comfortable by behaving very casually and stating they're not judging.
As if the bitch could only get cocaine in Sacramento.
Well, to be fair, when you're a cocaine addict, cocaine is you scoring more cocaine is usually your highest priority. Just disposing of the child's corpse may have just been a secondary, thing to do. It's like, oh, we got that corpse in the back. Let's just drop it off at old mate's storage facility, then we'll get the coke. Yeah, that's probably how cokeheads think. Cokehead logic.
You would know.
Yeah. I've never tried Coca-Cola in my life. I'm a Pepsi user.
You shut up, you coke head. You cokehead. Ooh, look at him with his Bulls hat. Dude, I love that soccer team or whatever. That's great.
Water polo. When did you guys go down?
Wait, that's water polo? I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's my favorite water polo team. They're so good at doing whatever you do in water polo.
I don't remember the exact day, but it was...
Oh, is that Missy? Is that the real Missy? Is that Titty? Missy? Holy shit.
Wow.
Yesterday.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What did you guys go down there?
When?
What did you guys take down there?
I think my husband took a dresser.
Just a dresser?
It's like you barely took anything, and you can't. It's like, well, what did I take? I don't know. What did we travel like 200 miles for again?
It was totally a dresser and not 3 whole boxes.
Yeah.
You know.
It wasn't our dead kid or anything. No, definitely not.
I believe it was just a dresser.
Okay.
It's a real.
They continue on the subject of the dresser, and Adriana has confirmed that their children went along on the trip as well. Make a note of this, as it will be important later.
Where do you guys end up taking the dresser to?
To his friend's storage or something like that.
Do you know where that was?
No. I know the city. I don't know exactly.
Which city was it in?
Sacramento.
In Sacramento?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know who this friend was
No, I don't know. That's how we're getting separated. You know, I don't really know him, I guess.
Adriana may be trying to distance herself from Tyler, possibly because she's planning to blame him for everything. Her potential defense being that she didn't know anything about what he did.
Yesterday, what did you do yesterday?
Coke. TBH.
Adriana may be trying to appear like she is being truthful.
Coke, TBH.
Why would you say that in an interrogation?
She's trying to play the route as like, oh, I'm super honest and I'm telling the truth. Like, she's trying to gain his trust with telling him things that are true, but not focus on the things that would damn her, like her kids' bodies being in the stuff and she knowing about it. Who was it? This? Oh wait, the person on the video said she'll probably try to blame it all on, and that's probably where she's going with it. She's trying to play the honest, innocent little girl here. She's just gonna be like, oh yeah, I didn't even know. He said that he dropped him off or something. I didn't know what happened.
And cooperative.
I was busy snorting coke.
By revealing her illegal drug habits. However, her laughter before responding could be an indication that she's intentionally trying to show her indifference. She's confident that revealing her drug use won't get her in any trouble, despite revealing this information to the 2 detectives sitting in front of her.
Can you describe the guy? This friend of...
Yeah, it's annoying when people do that. Use internet abbreviations in real life. Like LOL. It's like, what? Like TBH. Like LMFAO, man, or something. It's like, shut up. Like, the only reason we use that on the computer is just to be lazy, so we don't have to type. I'm laughing my ass off. You could just type in fucking 5 letters real quick, and people know what you're doing or what you mean by it. It's to be lazy. You're not supposed to use it in real life. Like,
it's at this point where I no longer care if humanity survives or perishes. If we're getting that lazy that we can't even say words anymore, and we just go, BBL,
it's different when you're typing, but like when you're talking, it's easy to just spit out a whole paragraph in a minute. Like it's nothing. Like, it's way harder to type everything that I'm saying right now than to say what I'm saying right now. It's to be honest.
The hologram over there wouldn't care if humanity lives or dies, you know?
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking hologram.
All I'm saying is that Krendar pulls me up all the time on my incredibly sloppy typing. But I think he'd stand with me and we would stand shoulder to shoulder and just go, we are drawing a line in the sand. If you can't be bothered to talk in the language that you've grown up speaking, and you're so freaking lazy that you just start doing that, I quit humanity. I'm out. And
LOL.
I'm moving to
Red Eye.
I'm out of here. I'm quit.
LOL. LMFAO. You're so funny.
Now.
LOL.
WTF, Shabisky.
Guys, everyone that's watching, help me with that goal up there. It's little, but it's there and it exists. Okay? Just because it's little doesn't mean it doesn't matters. Okay? Let's help with the goal. Destroy the goal and make me drink beer.
Mexicans.
Okay.
They're a little older.
A little older than Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay. And how'd that go? You're meeting him. Seem like a good guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you guys, is it his storage unit that you guys are putting it in, or is it somebody else's? Or?
Yeah, I think it was his.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adriana then confirms that the reason for storing items in Sacramento is because Tyler's plan is to return there, where his family resides after their impending separation.
Which kids went down with you?
It was me and my boys.
Okay. All right.
Is it Tyson or
Tyson?
Yes.
Okay. Where was their last time?
I don't know.
Cali is mentioned here for the first time. While Adriana claims not to know where the little girl is, the disturbing truth about what exactly happened will be brought to light before this very interrogation comes to an end.
So who is Cali's mother? Do you know who Cali's mother is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Do you know her name?
Yeah, I do. You want me to say it out loud?
We'd like to know.
Leonie.
What's her name?
Leonie.
Leonie?
Yes.
How long has Tyler had custody?
We've had custody of her since she's about 6 years.
Okay.
Because she's about to be 6.
Oh. So since
About to be 6.
Since she was a baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's all around TBH.
Okay.
She's all
Oh my
around.
God, the TBH.
Because that's the kind of person she is.
Alright.
She's all around.
drama?
Yeah. Always drama.
Adriana definitely makes no attempt to hide her disdain for Leonie, Cali's biological mother.
Catacombs coming through with a 10 says, I will tip... hold on, I missed it there. Let me see, hold on, let me finish this dab here. Shut up, Red Eye.
Don't make me say it.
You guys need to learn how to talk more.
I'm actually genuinely horrified at what I'm about to
Yeah.
learn. Like, this is not good.
It's not that big of a deal. This happens every day.
So far, this
No,
isn't
I'm
even
kidding.
the kid's mum, from what I understand. So,
Okay.
oh shit, strap the fucking things are about to get like, oh my god, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Now you're about to get... No.
Did you notice how I said, oh my god, instead of OMG?
OMG. I will tip because I have the imagination of a planet. Hail Satan. That's what I'm talking about. Catacombs, do you want me to drink? For that? You want me to get a beer?
Tyler is more forthcoming with regards to Leonie and how their daughter Cali came to be.
But yeah, thank you, Catacombs. Be like Catacombs and help me with the goal up there, guys.
It's July 5th, 2019, more than 13 months after his arrest and Adriana's account.
I was with Leonie in Sacramento, staying with Brett when she got pregnant.
Just a couple months later, Adriana came along and Leonie had already left the picture.
I met Adriana in February of 2012. Started hanging out with her. I spent my time with her. Found out that she was born in September. Told Adriana about it. She got upset, right? We got into this big fight. So I started using cocaine. And then
Whoa, Catacombs coming through with another 5 says another for the dab machine. Whoa. Thank you, Catacombs. Yeah, be like Catacombs. Help me with the goal. We're 15% in, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
At this point, Tyler violated his probation that had resulted from past substance abuse.
I went to the treatment program, New Foundations. So staying with her mom. I wasn't there for her when she was born.
Tyler says that his mother brought baby Cali to meet him for the first time. Despite this normally being a joyous occasion, Adriana was not happy about this, to say the least.
You know, she wants us to spend time together. She and my mom were never, they never saw eye to eye. Like they never had a good relationship. So she was upset, and, you know, she was talking about me. So if you don't come back.
This type of threat is a form of manipulation and is an obvious red flag for an unhealthy relationship. Tyler tells the detective about another occasion where he spent time with Cali when he was granted a furlough for Christmas of 2012. This time, Adriana was livid. Yet upon his release in March of 2013, he moved into her apartment. Shortly thereafter, while Tyler was visiting Cali and his mother, Adriana attempted to take her life and landed herself in the hospital, according to Tyler. Adriana's jealousy toward Cali was a huge red flag that should have warned Tyler away early in the relationship. Yet he stayed with her. In the fall of 2013, while Tyler was in the process of seeking full custody of Cali,
Shut up. All right, I'm back.
No, you.
All right, did the police eat them yet? No?
Yes.
Yeah.
The atheist police ate the babies.
Of course the atheist ones would. Those godless pieces of shit.
Wait,
no
we've got a real emergency. Catacombs is out of beer. Like,
Catacombs. Tip
wow.
more through Streamlabs and then pray, and maybe it will appear in front of you. I don't know. I don't know how science works.
I'll tell you how this works. It kind of works like those Christian channels where you send in some money as a seed. We will then pray over it with big inverted commas, and then God will make it rain money on you or something.
I'll pray to
Meanwhile,
Shabibus.
we're gonna spend that money that you send on beer and weed for Shabisky.
It's true. See,
allegedly.
See, this video is proof that you can't trust people with facial piercings.
Whoa.
Right, Mango?
Hey, no.
Right? Right,
Hey,
Mango?
live with her father and
I
Adriana.
only have like 5.
At that time, she was just 13 months old.
Oh shit! Oh, I forgot. Fuck. I mean, people with those are totally trustworthy.
And they agree things
Totally.
were good in the beginning. In hindsight, however,
what?
this short span represented the calm before the storm that was quickly approaching.
So I go to work and then I leave with Adriana. I would come home and they would be playing, you know, she would teach her how to read, she's teaching her how to walk, you know, she's showing her how to cook, vacuuming, right? That's a little vacuum, she's pushing it, Adriana's showing a lot of love. You know, they had a good relationship, you know, in the beginning.
We got her, and she was just a baby, and I just remember looking at her, and I'm like, oh my God, you're so cute. And I remember the first night we got her, I cried. I was holding her, and I cried, because I was just like, she was just a baby, you know, and I just love babies. But then she just looked like her dad, you know, and I looked at him and felt like I'm going to love you, you know, and I'm going to take care of you.
Adriana presented an idea to Tyler sometime in early 2014.
You know, I think that we should get married so that we can solidify your chances of getting full custody.
Naturally, she disguised the real motive behind her proposition. According to Tyler, he believed that Adriana felt as if she was a mother to Cali and wanted to ensure she'd remain in their lives. It would turn out that this could not be further from the truth. In addition to wanting to get married, Adriana also wanted to have a child with Tyler. His mother had warned Adriana not to go playing house with her son. However, it seemed this was precisely her plan. A baby would further bind them together, and the already volatile situation would continue its trajectory toward inevitable disaster. Despite any trepidation Tyler may have felt, he went along with Adriana's plans.
The medication that she was taking, her bipolar depression medication, was probably the reason why she wasn't able to get pregnant. So she stopped taking that before we got married in 2014. So in January, she got pregnant with.
It's unknown if Adriana gradually stopped the medication she was allegedly taking under a doctor's orders. It's important to note that it can be dangerous to suddenly stop taking medications prescribed to treat mental health disorders, and it can cause a sharp increase in symptoms. The first son shared by Adriana and Tyler was born on Halloween of 2014. It was no coincidence that soon after, Tyler would arrive home from work to find Cali exhibiting noticeable injuries.
And I would ask Adriana how she got it, and she says, oh, she bumped her head because she was playing, or she's chasing her brother and she fell, or she's just clumsy like her dad,
Things would drastically worsen over time. Though Adriana's story was a bit different, the ugly truth was beginning to show itself.
I was raised on discipline, so if you talk back, I'm going to pop you in your mouth and tell you don't talk back.
Discipline, however, should never leave a bruise on a child. Research shows that physical punishment, such as spanking or hitting, has been linked to the child displaying increased negative behaviors, including aggression.
If she would do something that she wasn't supposed to do, I'd be like, okay, you're going to stand in the corner. You're 5. You'll stand in the corner for 5 minutes. Type stuff, like how I was raised. That's what, that's how I was raised. So I only go off how I was raised.
Adriana is clearly agitated. Her demeanor is confrontational and defensive. She's showing clear signs of discomfort. She's rubbing her arms, which is a self-soothing movement used by individuals who are beginning to experience increased anxiety. Tyler places blame for the abuse on Adriana as the primary caregiver. However, as her parent, he is legally and morally obligated to protect his child and remove her from an abusive environment. Tyler wasn't the only one who took note of Cali's injuries. His Aunt Maylene eventually contacted CPS. She claimed to have observed firsthand the physical abuse.
What'd you say?
I said, good for that aunt. Good for her.
Go Aunt.
Because, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, my God. When you stop certain medications, suddenly, it can be so fucking dangerous to both your mental and physical health. And the fact that it immediately turned into aggression towards a fucking baby, that's not how you teach kids consequences to their actions.
I imagine that's what it turns out being. They were disciplined and they were mad, disciplined the kid, and they ended up being too aggressive, killed the kid, and then this is them getting rid of the body. I imagine that's the story that's about to uncover. What do you think, Timmy, you hairy fuck?
Yeah, that's exactly what's probably going to happen.
He agrees with me. Good job. Good job, Timmy.
The Ariana bitch did it, not the father.
Yeah, it was Ariana Grande or something.
Neglect imposed on the little girl who was only 3 years old at the time. This particular chain of events started in April of 2015 when Tyler returned home from a day of attending college classes to find something quite unnerving.
Left hand, it was Saran wrap. It had olive oil and Vaseline on it.
It was a terrible sight. Cali's tiny hand had been badly burned. When Tyler allegedly inquired as to how the injury had occurred, Adriana claimed that the water was too hot that morning when she had washed Cali's hands. The explanation was completely implausible. It wasn't an honest mistake, but rather an intentional, cruel act.
Adriana tells me, because her and my family are at odds, right, always. They're on and off. So she tells me that I have to tell my family that it was my fault, that I was the reason, because if I don't, then they already think that she's mean to Cali. So they're going to think that she's abusing her, right? They're too nice, they're too soft to their kid, they're too weak, right? Things like that. So we go to a get-together, maybe it was the 4th of July, maybe, and then, my aunt asked about her hand injury, and that's when I said I was mopping, and then I came in and put her hand in the water and got burned.
Not Not surprisingly, Tyler's Aunt Maylene didn't
Like,
buy
both
his
of them
story.
have horrible stories for it, because, like, even that, like, sounds so silly. Like, I don't imagine the mop water you're using to be boiled, like, that hot. And, just like it's stupid, her washing the kid's hand story is stupid.
A child's gonna let you know if water is too hot when you go to give them a bath or wash their hands, especially when they're 3. Like, they're gonna let you know.
Yeah, it would be like you turn it in the water and all the way hot, and then just holding your hand under the water for like a couple minutes, just sitting there and then just dealing with the pain. It's like no, people don't burn themselves that way.
Not at all. A few months later, at another family gathering that occurred on October 10th, Maylene, along with other relatives, were stunned when they observed that Cali appeared to have lost a significant amount of weight since the previous time they'd encountered her in July. According to Maylene, Cali was seen devouring food, even eating off plates that belonged to others. That was when Maylene contacted CPS. In mid-October of 2015, CPS met with Tyler and Adriana in their home. True to form, Adriana asked Tyler to accept blame for Cali's hand injury yet again.
CPS comes, I tell them the same thing, I was mopping, and then she put her hand in the water, and then I looked up how to heal a 3rd-degree burn, right? Did everything I said. She was good to go, no pain.
The fact that Adriana manipulated Tyler into taking responsibility for his daughter's burned hand and Tyler agreeing to lie to his family and CPS shows the dynamic of their relationship and, if true, how he potentially favored his wife over the well-being of his own child. In addition to the concerns about potential abuse, Tyler's family also worried that Cali wasn't being fed.
His people had said, his family had said that she wasn't eating enough or something like that, and I think that's another reason why they called. But
why would they say that?
I guess because she was thin.
But thin was an extreme understatement.
What was the end result of them checking on?
Everything was fine. They closed the case. They closed the case because she clearly wasn't being abused. You guys can't judge a book by its cover. Just because I'm depressed doesn't mean I'm abusing my daughter because she's disciplined. And that's what I told the CPS people. They talked to her, looked at her, checked her. Of course, everything was fine because I'm just disciplining her. I'm just little pops, okay? You guys are making it seem like I'm punching her or
we're not making
No, not you guys, but his family. They were making it seem like, I was abused.
I'm gonna open up a beer in the name of catacombs. Everyone help me with the goal up there in the name of Satan, otherwise known as Red Eye.
Her, she's depressed, so we need to send CPS over there. So that's how that went.
It's typical drama.
Yeah.
2 days after, so CPS ends up leaving, they say, okay, we don't see any signs of abuse, because it was always loving to Adriana, so they thought everything was normal.
Actually, the report described the findings to be inconclusive. It also stated that the concern was that Tyler and Adriana were using excessive or inappropriate methods of discipline. The report hit the nail on the head, yet CPS dealings with the Andersons were discontinued. Things were building towards a horrific end in the time that followed. Still, Tyler gives more insight into the terrible things that were going on behind the closed doors of that apartment. Of course, he refused to put any blame on his own actions. There was the time that Adriana allegedly flew off the handle for no apparent reason and kicked him and Cali out of the home late one night. According to Tyler, this was a common occurrence.
She's screaming outside the house, get the out, don't have to come back, take your dumb ass baby with you.
Of course, it must be noted that Tyler was well aware of this type of name-calling. A record of text messages within the lead detective's narrative confirms this. He continues with details of physical abuse Cali would encounter at the hands of Adriana.
She would use belts, she would use wooden spoons, she would use brushes and combs, you know, she wouldn't stop, you know, I had to stop her, you know, it's like, and Adriana would say that she's, you know, she pushed her brother, she punched her brother, she hit her brother. I told her that you can't use objects because you don't know how hard you're hitting them, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, you're not supposed to be your kid's friend. I mean, you can be your kid's friend, but you're supposed to be their parent first.
Sure. She had the belt, and then I get in front of her, and I'm holding Adriana back. You know, she's trying to climb over me to get the kid. And she's telling me, you know, you always save her. You know, you can't always save her.
As time went on, the cruel acts Adriana inflicted upon Cali continued to increase in severity. Tyler tells of one particular evening when he arrived home from work and encountered what could only be described as a terribly distressing sight. And yet the question why is still left unanswered for now.
I go to the bathroom, right? And she's in there, and she saw him in Maverick's cage.
Note that Maverick is the alleged family dog that Tyler claimed Adriana wanted, then left his care solely up to Tyler. He was kept in a kennel in the main bathroom at the Anderson apartment. Apparently, this was the alternative to imposing other physical abuse on Cali, since Tyler had allegedly told Adriana not to use her hands or objects as punishment toward Cali.
You know, and the first thing I do is get her out of the cage, you know. What is she doing? She's not crying. She's not crying, and she's not hurt, she's not bruised, right? You know, what the hell is she doing in this cage, you know? Adriana said that, you know, she pushed her brother.
Tyler appears to be hiding his eyes, which could be an indication of deception. Or it may be that he doesn't want to see the detective's reaction to what he is divulging. His claims concerning Adriana's behavior suggest she is unstable and impulsive. This may indicate the presence of a personality disorder, as this extreme behavior suggests that Adriana lacks empathy and remorse and has a poor moral conscience. Ultimately, we see that the abusive behavior continues to head in a tragic direction. The detectives return to a troubling issue, which they glossed over previously: Cali's unknown whereabouts.
Is that normal for her to be gone this long a time?
I sort of, because she would stay with his mom, you know, and stuff like that.
Contrary to Adriana's claim, it's known that Cali never stays with Tyler's family. Things are beginning to become problematic for Adriana. They shift to Tyler and his involvement, or lack thereof, in the household, as he has been working 2 jobs.
What were those like normal working hours usually?
10 to 9, 10 to 8, 10 to 7.
Okay.
I think that.
The fact that Tyler is away from the home for so many hours of the day casts doubt on Adriana's claims that he was the primary caretaker of his daughter. Things just aren't adding up.
When did you actually last talk to Tyler? Today?
Well, right.
So it was 1?
Adriana called Tyler around 1 earlier that afternoon. She'd just woken up. It just so happens that she was sleeping off her most recent round of cocaine.
And you asked him where he was at that time?
No.
No? Just didn't care? Or?
I was half asleep, TBH, so I was like, I really just wanted to go back to sleep.
Fuck you, lady.
TBH. TBH. Red eye TBH.
Did Tyler ever tell?
Don't you love that? She's like, I don't know how old she is. I don't remember if that was
She's
mentioned.
23.
Look, I want to ask you a question. Am I a bad person for hoping that the couch becomes alive and a flesh-consuming entity of some sort and eats her alive on this video? Does that make me a bad person?
No, that would be neat. I want to see it. That would be awesome. That would make this like 1,000 times better right now. Look at her all smug and sitting on the couch with her whatever's in her hand. Fuck her and whatever's in her hand. Oh, it's a water bottle, isn't it? Oh, shit. Catacombs. This is the montage you have always been waiting for. Coming soon. Thank you, Catacombs. Thank you. Cheers to Catacombs. Whoops. Okay.
When supposed to come back home?
I don't know that. I feel
Wait, is that what she said? She's gonna sleep off the cocaine? I missed
She was
that part.
apparently sleeping off the cocaine.
Yeah, that no. This bitch barely ever sleeps. Okay. She's a cocaine addict, which I do not doubt. She is not sleeping that much.
He could have been going to get her.
Okay. You see where he was going to get her from?
No.
No.
But detectives know that was definitely not the case. As they seem to have hit a wall, they light a little fire under Adriana.
We just got we got a phone call and we got some information, more information. They're talking to Tyler, okay? Your daughter, she wasn't at somebody else's house, she was at your apartment this entire last week and this entire time. Since you guys have moved here, okay? So she's living with you guys, right? It's the 5 of you.
But she doesn't seem fazed. Despite their questions, the detectives already know the child is deceased. What they don't yet know, however, is what caused her death and to what extent Adriana was involved. They also need to determine the disturbing motive behind the death. They quickly touch on another important element to the case they are methodically building.
Has she been sick at all recently?
No, not that I know of.
Been got to the doctor's office to get looked at for anything?
No.
Has she at all recently?
No.
But she's 5 years old, though.
Yeah.
When's the last time she went to any kind of a physical or any kind of doctor?
Probably when we lived in Woodland.
Okay.
Of course, Adriana has another excuse as to why everything has deteriorated. She adds an interesting detail to her account of recent events.
I've been absent lately.
You've been absent? How do you say that? What do you mean by saying that?
Mentally. Like, my mind just hasn't been there.
Okay.
You know, like...
What's going on in your mind?
Just been going through a lot of stuff.
Okay.
I feel like I don't have anybody to talk to.
Alright. Well, we're here to listen to you right now.
That's why I wanted the coke.
Okay.
It's possible that Adriana's...
She wants to do coke because she's lonely. Hold on. Catacombs coming through with a 5. I am in it to win it. Yes, thank you. Be like Catacombs. We're a quarter of the way in on the goal. Let's keep making progress, guys. What were you saying, Mango?
I have this crazy idea that maybe she shouldn't have gone off of her bipolar meds. And maybe she shouldn't be jealous of a fucking child just because dude wants to, like, separate from her. Like...
Yeah, it's... yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how in this world... I've heard John talk about it or whatever, how, like, you know, to, like, drive a car, you need to get a license, and to do lots of different stuff, you need to get a license. But to have a kid, you just need to have a penis or a vagina. And there you go.
Yep, no courses required, no licensing required.
Yeah.
You want to get a pet lizard in Australia? You've got to go and get a reptile keeper's. You got to get a little
exactly.
License,
to
right?
own lots of different...
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
To have a human baby, good luck. Don't even look. If you live out in the middle of nowhere, you might not get into town. You might not register that kid is existing. It's like, but you know, there's more rules and regulations to jump through to have reptiles. Basically, it's like, get pregnant. Yep, all right, you can have the kid.
And that's why this person that, to be honest, like, I don't know what her record looks like, but I would think a woman that does this probably has a record that, I don't know, who knows, but I would think that you could probably look at her record and be like, oh, okay, she probably shouldn't have been around children. Like, if she did this when she went off her meds, I mean, like, it's just like, imagine how she's been for the last 5, 10 years, 20 years. What has she done in all this time? There's probably other crazy shit that showed that she's a danger.
Well, here's the sad thing. This all happened because, like Mango was highlighted, and hello, on a pension for being crazy. if you go off your prescribed meds, some of them, hold on, ooh, spooky. Some of them you might be able to go and just stop taking them. The one that I was on, I had to stop taking because it had some really, really bad side effects. And the doc just pulled the plug on that, and I felt like shit for a few days. But some of them will cause you and reality will part ways in such a spectacular fashion that it's just, yeah. So this lady, if she stayed on her meds and stayed off the coke, she probably would have been nice and stable and nothing would have happened.
Not necessarily,
Potentially,
though.
though. I'm just saying that
she stopped taking her meds so that she could have an anchor baby because he wanted to separate from her because she was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, I'd argue that, like, if her record is like that, like I'm saying, how she has, like, lots of crazy shit she's probably done over the last 20 years that shows that she's unstable and stuff. Like, the fact that, like, her going off her meds makes her do crazy stuff to this, I don't know. Just seems like this person probably should have not been legally allowed to care for children with their mental disability, basically. You know?
If she's willing to do this to someone else's kid, a kid that she was supposed to be a mother figure to, even though she was not blood related, imagine the type of shit she would do to her own kid. Like, that's terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, and she.
Where are the other kids? We haven't fucking heard what's happened. Where are all the kids? So far, we know that one's in a storage facility.
One's a Nike shoe box. Another one's Puma.
Well, how many boxes did they take to the fucking storage facility? That's what I'm asking you.
There was three. There was three. Who knows if there's some in? I don't know. Let's see what it. See where this goes, because I think they only uncovered one body in the three boxes, so I'm guessing maybe one of the boxes had stuff, you know, maybe they brought other boxes as kind of just to add to it, to make it try to look less suspicious. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's sounding like the only child that she caused harm to was the female child.
Yeah, that's what it's
while she was in the process of getting kicked out of the dude's life. Like,
yeah.
Admission as her way of trying to deflect responsibility or explain her neglect of their sons in Cali. The detective leans in toward Adriana now and has his elbows on his knees.
Just insinuated she
this
neglected
is done
her
to
own
show
sons
that he
as
is
well,
engaged.
so.
Yeah, she's a cool mom. She's one of those cool moms. Red eye.
Aged, and he wants to try to get her to mirror this open demeanor. Often suspects will assume this position when they confess. Adriana fails to confess, but she does explain more about cocaine's recent role in their lives.
My relationship has been, you know, and that's what we used to do back in the day, you know, with each other. We used to do that, and I felt connected to him. Doing that makes me feel connected to my husband.
Do you and Tyler do cocaine quite a bit lately?
That we have been.
Okay. So what usually happens after you guys do that kind of stuff?
Oh, we kill our kids. I mean, we play video games or whatever. Sometimes take naps while we're fucking high as shit on cocaine.
I force him to, you know, drive and drop off the body of his child that I murdered because I'm jealous. No big deal.
Yeah, this guy, like, she's the more evil of the two, it looks like, but he's still such a piece of shit. He just stood by and watched as this slowly but surely happened.
Oh, he's worse.
And helped cover it up.
He's worse because he's not mentally ill, and he fucking stood by
he
and
didn't
watched
come off
all
his
this
meds.
shit.
Yeah, he's just high as fuck
He's
off
far
cocaine
fucking
every
worse.
day.
And then he fucking hid like a coward for fucking over a year and didn't fucking talk to the police. If you had a shred of decency, you would have gone blah and fucking spilt your guts. This prick shut up for 13 fucking months. This is why I have no pity for this dickhead.
Oh,
knew
yeah.
that kid was being abused. He might not have had a crystal ball to foresaw the death, but you know your kid was burnt by this woman badly.
At some point, the pussy ain't good enough. When you go home and your child's hands all burnt the fuck up, it's like, oh, well, this is the 10th time in the last 6 months I've came home and the child's really badly hurt. Maybe I need to not be with her. I don't know.
Yeah, well, at least
an
take
idea.
the kid somewhere safe and then work shit out.
Yeah,
Just get the kid out of danger. Jesus, it's not rocket science.
Oh, I have these CPS reports that literally say that you are in the process of killing my kid, but I'm just going to sit here and watch.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
We talk. We talk. I know it sounds crazy, but we talk.
What do y'all talk about?
She makes a powerful statement when she reveals the dire condition of their relationship. The drug use, which she alleges has very recently become a regular habit, just adds more fuel to the already raging fire. However, this is a common theme in relationships between addicts. When they aren't using, they have nothing that connects them. Tyler's version is different. There's much more to these supposed drug-induced chats than bonding.
And she just said she's done terrible things that she can't apologize for, you know.
These aren't the only times Adriana confesses her deepest, darkest, most horrifying secrets. In fact, she also makes a shockingly damning statement to the police.
If y'all are high on coke and she's talking about the abuses that she does to your kid to your face, run!
Yeah. Stupid motherfucker was too high on cocaine every fucking day to have any fucking moral values or any sort of moral compass. Why does it look like the picture over there is on the ground?
This to quote a pretty damn good song. This motherfucker climbed the mountain so he could bury himself in the snow.
Whoa. I'll do that. Dude, I should do a live stream like that.
Peace.
All my kids are small. I mean, all our kids are small. And even her, she's not fat. But you see my 4-year-old, he's not. I have small kids. Small kids. But I think it's Tyler's genes. But, well, you see us. We're both short, so I don't know. But yeah, she ate.
She's been eating normally?
I'd say.
After such a slip of the tongue, it's clear that Adriana knows much more than she's letting on. Just how much does she know? That's the million-dollar question. But detectives are determined to get to the heart of it.
Is one of those people in the room her lawyer? Is that what that is?
No, I just making fun of her. Her inner lawyer just went, "Shut up! You've just incriminated yourself
her
really
inner
badly."
Lawyer. Yeah, she was like, you could tell she was catching her. It seemed like she was most likely catching herself because she was talking in past tense about it. Yeah, about her child.
Big tell, abrupt stop. It's just like there was a flow of consciousness about to occur that would have gotten her 25 to life.
It's not. She loves to eat spaghetti. She ate spaghetti a lot. Like she really did love to eat spaghetti. Like she used to, or whatever, huh? Why did she stop?
Of it. They soon sense that it's time to try a different tactic. This one is sure to throw Adriana off.
I'm gonna no bullshit here, okay? We're talking to Tyler, all right? And we're getting a different version than from what you're saying. And if we're gonna go with what he's saying and just his side of the story, that's not fair to you.
When the detective attempts to play Adriana against Tyler, he's using a self-serving tactic.
See, this is there's a really interesting aspect to all this where there's a lot of manipulation involved. And here's some manipulation where he doesn't really think what he just said, that like, oh, we need to hear your side of this. Like because he's just inspiring her to talk more, whether she bullshits and lies or not. You gotta keep her talking.
It's an interrogation technique. That's why you don't see cops. There used to be the old thing of good cop, bad cop, and that's back in the days when the police could actually slap the shit out of you and not get in trouble because there weren't any body cams back then. But that used to be a tactic.
No, that's still what we'll see on here. One of the cops will be like trying to be buddies with the people. That's one of the methods they'll do, where one of them is super friendly and tries to be your buddy, and the other one, you know, is maybe more aggressive and stuff. And then at some point they'll change it up, and maybe the guy that was your buddy this whole time all of a sudden starts putting the pressure on you, something you didn't expect and shit. And that happens too. I remember that happening in one of the interrogations we watched. The guy was just like, "Oh yeah, buddy," patting his back, acting like they're two buddies at a bar, you know. And again, it's all manipulation, but it's interesting because in some cases manipulation can be a good thing, and that's a good example. If they're really getting the truth out in the process, then they're heroes. They're sitting around manipulating people and doing these interrogations and literally being heroes. You know, just because they're not running around with a gun doesn't mean they're not, like, you know, saving the day and being heroes, getting people like this off of the street and where they deserve to be.
Intended to motivate.
It's all part of the process, dude.
Yeah, like,
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's a big major part of the process. It matters so much. These people are heroes that sit there and have spent, like, you know, shit tons of their life sitting there and getting people like this put in prison like they should be. Because people like this, sometimes they get free. Sometimes they, like, there isn't enough evidence. Sometimes bullshit, whatever. Like, it's people like that manipulate them well and get the answers out of them that you know, because the truth is what matters, you know? This bitch going to prison. I hope they got a lot of time in prison.
To tell her side of the story, as Adriana and Tyler are the only living individuals who know the truth behind Cali's death. Adriana has to wonder if Tyler is really talking.
Well, Tyler saying I'm a bad mom.
We're trying to look at you and...
They're the only two living individuals that know what happened, so I've got to assume, hopefully, I'm going to assume that the other two kids that may have been there are too young to be used as a witness and can't communicate what happened. I'm hoping that, because that means they're still alive, because I haven't had confirmation of that yet. That's what I'm terrified
I don't know
of
what's going on with the other kids yet. I'm wondering that too.
And find out what's her side, because there's always two sides to the story.
The question she poses to the detective in response to his claim clearly shows her apprehension, and her reaction definitely is not lost on the detectives. The detective doesn't answer Adriana's question, but changes the subject and inquires as to how long she's been absent. They suspect there's a direct correlation between her supposed disconnection and Cali's death.
You've been disconnected for the past how many, what would you say, weeks, months?
Probably longer.
Okay. Well, I see you counting with your fingers.
Yes,
So there's something significant that occurred, or something significant, or something where you're gauging it with your fingers, like, okay, since this time it's been.
And then this kind of behavior during these interrogations are, like, so telling in a way, because it's like, why are you acting so weird? She's acting very weird this whole time. She's acting overly casual, way too casual, where you could tell it's a put on or whatever. She's putting on an act. It's like,
my thing is, though, I think that right there she accidentally slipped up, because he said that she got off her meds in 2014. So it's like she was counting the years on her fingers and then realized what she was doing and stopped.
Yeah.
Because she's been off her meds for multiple years. She would need to count that out. If she couldn't remember off the top of her head. Because this happened in, like, was it 2016, 2017 or something like that?
I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention to the year. But yeah, you might be right there. But we'll see this a lot with these interrogations where like a kid's parents just got killed and or something like that, and they're overly casual, just like, yeah, can I take a nap and stuff. It's like what do you mean? Like, you're in an interrogation office because 2 of your family members just got beheaded or something, and you're yawning and you're hungry and just acting so casual. It's like, it's the same. It's so telling when people like she doesn't and she doesn't ask like, where's my kid? Is something wrong with my kid or something? There's none of that. It's just like, she's like, oh yeah, I want to take a nap. You guys want to play chess or something? I don't know, whatever.
You guys got any coke?
It's like it's so telling that there's something odd, that there's something not right going on. Like, no, you're not acting the way a normal person would in your situation who's innocent. Like, she at no point in this does she seem to actually be curious about why she's there for like, they haven't even said that her kid's dead to her, which she already knows, but she's not wondering why she's there. It makes no sense. Like, you're getting interrogated for like an hour or whatever. It's 2.5 hours she's been here, and she's not wondering like why she's there, really, right? and she's almost falling asleep. It makes no sense. It's like, who in their
the coke finally wore off. That's what happened.
It's just silly because nobody, normal person in this situation would react this way. Like, it makes no sense unless she did it.
This many months. So what is that? How many months?
I mean, really, probably after I had my son.
Okay.
Adriana and Tyler's second son was born the previous October, 6 months earlier. It seems those last several months were quite a whirlwind. A new baby in addition to 2 other small children to care for. And all the while, balancing a dark secret. Detectives are starting to make some headway. Adriana's story has suddenly changed. Now she claims that over the past few months, Cali has been complaining of stomach pain and was vomiting roughly twice a month. Of course, she wasn't taken to a doctor for any type of evaluation.
Dang, I like the home remedies.
What kind of home remedies would you try?
I don't know what was on there.
Would you call me Red Eye?
A dirty, dirty, dirty little whore.
It was on the internet, I guess.
Okay, so what did you try from the internet?
Oh, damn.
As far as her throwing up, watching what she ate.
Tyler takes us to the month of April, just a few weeks before police were dispatched to Joe's storage unit, and gives his account of Cali's recent health issues.
You know, she looked up a lot of stuff online, and she said, you know, I'm a family doctor, you know, I take care of my...
You did say that this guy hid for a month and then came back, so maybe...
No, 13 months he spent in prison before he told his side of the story. A fucking year. He clammed up like a motherfucker for a year, apparently.
So this interview with her as well as a year later?
No, that's a few days after. They're comparing the 2 interviews together. But his took place a 13 months later. If I'm getting that wrong, someone in chat you blew that, but that's my understanding is he said nothing, lawyered up, and then 13 months later he's decided to go...
Okay.
Yeah, because they did say that they were apprehended. Like, he was apprehended first, and he didn't say anything, but when he finally did lawyer up and decide to speak, like, he told his mom that the truth was going to come out, and it wasn't going to be pretty, and it wasn't going to be good.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm a stay-at-home mom, you know, that's what I do. You know, I can figure it out, right? So,
how are you disconnecting yourself? How do you disconnect yourself from...
I just let everybody else deal with her. I'm just like, okay. Like, I just feel tired.
Mm-hmm. But with you being disconnected, do you think that's part of her health not doing so good?
I'm to me being the reason for her health. I guess so.
The detectives are now establishing and getting on record Adriana's knowledge that Cali had potentially developed an illness recently, and Adriana did nothing to help her. And obviously, there was no home remedy that could save Cali. The detectives apply more pressure as they confront
Was that really found in her house? I'm guessing that book.
Adriana. They've grown tired of going around in circles with her.
So an important question too, like we've asked, and we'll ask, we're going to ask you, where is your daughter?
I don't know. Honestly.
Well, here's the thing. You told us, earlier, Tyler took her to his people. Okay? We know that's not the case. Okay?
How do you know?
We know.
No, I'm saying, like, what are you saying?
What we're saying is that we know that you and Tyler both took her over to California. So that's why I'm asking. You come back here without your daughter? Why don't you come back with your daughter? You come back with, but you don't come back with her. Why?
Oh, okay. So they did come back with both the other kids that they're not naming. But that yeah,
they came back with her kids, but not his kid.
Oh, I see. Both the other ones are her kid, and the one is his kid. Wow. So he let her kill his one and only daughter. That's wow.
We see the detectives utilize a step of the Reed technique known as positive confrontation here. When they confront Adriana with the fact that they know Cali didn't come back from California, she averts her eyes and is silent. If she truly had nothing to do with Cali's disappearance, she likely would have adamantly denied it instead of sitting in silence. As Adriana appears to be contemplating something, perhaps a confession, she poses the next question.
You guys talked to Tyler?
Yes. And my concern with Tyler would be if he is saying something that is putting it on you. That's my concern. So I want to get...
Is that what he's doing?
I want to get your version and your side independently.
The detectives finally make it known that her act isn't working. And, like Adriana, they're also privy to some horrendous information.
So what do you guys know?
We know about the bags. We know about the barrel.
We know about the storage unit.
We know about the storage unit.
We know about your trip.
Okay.
There's no going back at this point. It's out in the open now.
This moment, she knew she was fucked.
She knew she fucked up. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I hope like this. Man, I hope like that she probably got put in prison and she'll be back out at some point. But it's people like this that she should probably never be let back out on the street. She'll probably never be free. Oh dang.
That day or that night, what did you say happened?
That's crazy.
The idea of revealing what happened to Cali seems to bring up real emotion, but it may just be that Adriana is only concerned for herself and is aware that she's likely going to jail after this interview. The latter is a more likely explanation given her demeanor up to this point. It's also likely that she's thinking of her two biological children, as she knows she's at risk of not being able to see them again. Whatever the explanation may be, we'll finally hear two accounts of the recent events surrounding the death of little Cali. Unspeakable details will be brought to light, but the lack of consensus between the stories will leave you reeling, wondering where the horrific truth actually lies. Please be forewarned. The details you're about to hear are quite disturbing.
Okay, cover your ears, Red Eye. Okay.
Yeah, I think, listen, I'll go for a walk around the block, because this could send me into a psychotic rage.
Yeah, I'm already... I don't put a knife anywhere near me. That's all I gotta say.
around 5.
Tyler continues listing off the chores he did upon arriving home, including cleaning up after and walking the dog.
And then she said, there's nobody to show you. So I said, what is it? And then she goes in the room and she brings out in her hands, in her arms, some lifeless, limp, lifeless. And she wasn't breathing. So I started doing CPR.
Try what?
Trying to help.
How did you try to help her?
CPR.
CPR. Okay. Who was doing CPR?
Me.
You?
We both were.
You both were.
You both were trying? How long did you try?
So long.
Tried doing stomach compression, trying to force air into her lungs, right?
I don't remember how much time went by. But it's just so long. It was unbelievable.
It was complete chaos, as Tyler describes it, amongst his attempts to administer CPR, the dog's panicked barking, and the other 2 children crying out for their parents behind the closed door of a bedroom.
I keep trying CPR, I told her it's not working, We need to call an ambulance.
She took for so long, my hands are hurting.
She said, no, you're not going to call an ambulance, I can't go to prison, If you call an ambulance, I'm going to kill you, You have to save your daughter, CPR, you're certified, you have a card, You have to save your daughter.
I was so upset with Tyler. Because he said he knew CPR. He said he knew CPR. You'd always talk about, yeah, I got my CPR card or whatever.
Did you call anyone? Call 911?
Why? It's probably family or friends. Why not?
So I grabbed my phone. I said, I'm going to call the ambulance, man. I can't help her, And she snatches the phone from me. She throws it at the pantry or at the wall right next to the pantry, whatever. It hits the floor and
Tyler then claimed that he attempted to leave the apartment to...
Man, that's fucked up. He goes to call 911 and she throws his phone, grabs his phone and throws it or whatever and hides it from him. That's crazy.
seek help from a neighbor, but Adriana blocked the door and prevented him from leaving.
My heart's beating out of my chest, and I'm just talking, please breathe, please breathe, She's not breathing, it's not working, she's not responding, she's not talking, her eyes are open, but she's not blinking, I don't know how much time passed, between that and, when I stopped, maybe it was an hour and a half, maybe it was 3 hours, I don't know.
It was too late.
Eventually, I put my ear to her heart, I thought I heard her heart stop beating, She was dead, I don't know. There was just a lot going on, but she was dead, and I'm holding her in my arms, and she's dead, And they started, crying. Saying that I let her die, I couldn't save her. That was my fault.
Oh, damn.
Adriana stepped away and checked on the other children at this point.
So I go, and I have a duffel bag, I put it in a duffel bag.
Who took care of that?
Me.
So you didn't put her in the bag?
No.
Did he tell you what he was going to do?
Adriana had tended to their boys while he'd placed Cali in the bag.
After they were settled, she went to the bathroom to smoke. brought me in there.
So kind of walk us through what was the game plan, or what was it? What did you guys come up with?
It wasn't really a plan.
She's asking me, you know, what are you gonna do, Tyler? What's your plan? You know, this is your fault. You gotta fix this. I told her I need to tell somebody. You know, I need help. You know, I need help, and she said, no, you're not gonna tell anybody. If you tell somebody, her brothers are gonna get taken away. You know, this is God's plan. You know.
Though Tyler and Adriana both allege that there was really no plan to handle the situation initially, the efforts to cover up Cali's death commenced immediately. They began by removing evidence from their home, including...
No, Raisin Girl. Like, CPS was involved with them. Like, there were people actively aware of what was happening. He knew what she was doing to his biological daughter, and he stood by and did nothing.
Yeah, Raisin, pay attention. God damn.
She missed the first hour.
Fucking A, Raisin. God damn it. Those big tits ain't making you any smarter. Fucking Raisin.
The rug where Cali laid during the alleged CPR and a sweater of Tyler's that he placed over her when it was confirmed that she was dead.
So Adriana says she wants to take the stuff and throw it away somewhere. And she's not going to allow me to stay because she doesn't trust me. You know, she thinks I'm going to call the police on it. So she said, you have to come with me so that I know that you won't turn me in, you know.
To make matters even worse, they had the audacity to leave their infant and toddler sons alone in the apartment. In addition, Tyler has admitted to committing the crime of tampering with evidence by disposing of the items in a dumpster. The horror continued in the days following Cali's death. Tyler asserts that the day after Cali died, Adriana had devised a plan to cover it all up. And as you're about to hear, it's absolutely diabolical.
She wants to go to California, and she wants to burn the body. Under a bridge near Woodland. And I told her, no, you know, I'm not doing that, you know. And she said, remember what I told you last night, you know. I'm doing this my way, and if you get my way, I'm going to kill you, you know. I'm not going to prison for this. I'm not losing my sons, you know. I didn't think I was safe. I didn't think my sons were safe, you know.
Tyler is rationalizing his behavior, but his claim about how he didn't feel that he or his sons were safe doesn't fit with going along with Adriana's plan to get rid of the child's remains. If you found that plan disturbing, you'll be appalled at Adriana's ideas that came next.
And then she said, matter of fact, I should just put the bag in the Sacramento River, you know, leave it on the train track, you know. Then she said no, because even if she gets run over by a train, they can still identify her, you know. So she said no, I'm just going to burn her body, you know.
The thought that Adriana allegedly concocted such barbaric ways to dispose of Cali's body is beyond comprehension. She even devised a morbid plan to ensure Tyler wouldn't abandon her or turn her in during the interim between Cali's death and her body being left at the storage unit.
I dropped him at the house. I tried to take the duffel bag back inside, and she said, no, you're not putting that in my house, you know. You're going to keep that with you know, so that if you try anything, I'm going to be able to call the police and tell them that you have a body in your trunk. I can't in the trunk, in the duffel bag.
Is that you keep a body and you go to work?
She tells me
that's her. I'm guessing that's her version of having leverage on you,
right,
and not call the police. You know, you have complete and ample opportunity to do so. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, she stays at home and is keeping her kids hostage. Is that how you're looking at it?
Right.
Cali's body remained in Tyler's vehicle for more than 2 weeks. Apparently, Adriana had poured carpet deodorizer over the receptacles that held her tiny body.
She told you why she did that? So that it wouldn't smell. Okay. Did that work? No.
That's mind-blowing. He kept the body in his trunk for 2 weeks?
His daughter's body. This isn't just some fucking dude that likes to go out and juice hookers for a hobby. This is his daughter. His own fucking daughter.
Yeah. It's crazy. 2 weeks.
The sickening situation was taking its toll on Tyler. At least, that's his claim.
She saw Adriana every night? Yeah, and she said, no, you're not. You're going to get a bin. So that I can get, so that you can get acid, so that I can put body in acid.
Tyler followed through and got the bin. He explains what came next.
All this animosity, just trying to relax, just trying to buy time. And what did you come up with? I'm gonna contact somebody who I know will know that something's wrong with me. Joe Garcia knew, because he knew me. He could see something was wrong. I asked questions that raised red flags so that he would start to say something's going on. That's the only thing I could come up with.
That's a huge risk to take, huge gamble. I mean, again, I'm not the what-if police here, but had he not, what's the plan at that point?
I just had a strong belief that he would.
Tyler's story continues along the same illogical path it's been traveling down. The detective asks why Tyler went back to Sacramento on the day after Cali's remains were located in Joe's unit.
Okay, but what's your reasoning for going down there on the day you got in custody? Okay, like,
don't get caught. I had a strong feeling that he would look that night or the next day because of the breadcrumbs that I'm leaving. Right, the suspicions I'm raising. His daughter's worried, right? She's there, so she's wondering what the hell's going on. So I knew that he would look. I just knew he would look.
So you were counting on being caught that day?
Yes.
Tyler portrays himself to be a victim of the situation, but it's clear that he was deeply involved. After all, starvation doesn't occur overnight.
Bullshit. He concocted this whole narrative I was secretly trying to actually get caught. I was scared of her or something. Like, shut up.
Yeah, listen.
Stop it.
If I walked into someone's house and I saw a kid in a cage, I would knock the person out who was caging the kid up, get the kid out of the cage, and as I was walking out of the place, I'd be calling the police, the state, the feds, fucking army, the navy, the air force, the marines. Every motherfucker's getting a phone call, right?
It's not that hard to contact the police.
Wait.
Pick up a phone.
Let's go to the next level. You come home from work into your own house and you see your daughter in the dog's cage with dog shit on the floor. And you stick around after that point for months afterwards. It's like, this guy right here. Fuck this guy.
You want to have sex with him, Red Eye?
Oh,
I'm gonna go...
it involves an M107
some of that BDSM kind of stuff. Is that what
no, we're talking an artillery piece that may be featuring heavily in Ukraine. Let's go for 155 millimeter GPS guided coordinates.
That sounds like a crazy dildo. Hold on, I'm gonna go stick these in the freezer real quick. These are the last 2 beers I had. I thought I was out.
Don't put your balls in the freezer.
No, you're gay.
Right.
What I just
In
said.
fact, the CPS investigation confirms that there were concerns about Cali having been malnourished years before she died. Evidence is clearly suggesting that this was no accident or illness, but rather a calculated plan. In addition to information detectives obtained from the CPS report and the interrogations, 2 compelling accounts from witnesses emerged. Both revealed the horrifying true story about what actually happened to Cali behind the closed doors of Adriana and Tyler's apartment. It all began when Jayla, an old friend of Adriana's, traveled to Reno for a visit in early December of 2017.
So Adriana would get with Jayla and start to drink, and they call me in the middle of the night, not in the middle of the night, like 11 p.m., 12 maybe, to come pick them up, take them back home. Jayla sleeps in the living room, and then Adriana and me are in the bedroom. Is that it? Yeah.
Except Tyler left a few important elements out of his story.
Jayla's telling investigators that she saw her boys in the apartment, but she never saw or was
in her room.
Okay.
She has Adriana. Adriana told her she was in daycare.
Tyler is likely rubbing his foot in an attempt to release nervous energy. He's feeling uncomfortable about discussing where Cali supposedly was during this visit.
Where was the dog at?
The dog was in the cage in the bathroom.
Okay. Did you let her see the dog?
Because we just got it, and he was not very friendly at that time.
However, it just so happens that Adriana had described the family dog quite differently.
Did you give the kids?
Oh, yeah. Maverick?
Not a vicious dog?
No, he's not vicious. Not at all. Not at all. Sweetest little boy. So sweet, but he gets on my nerves.
Tyler's claims that they kept their dog caged within the bathroom and that it was never seen or heard by a house guest isn't plausible. The detective digs deeper into the issue of Cali's whereabouts during Jayla's visit.
At the time that you were at the apartment, Tyler, did you ever look at her room?
I was sleeping.
At all hours of the day?
When I was there.
But Jayla stayed the night, right?
Yeah, she left in the morning.
Okay.
It was roughly 1 month after Cali's body was found that Jayla spoke with the detective. Her story was chilling. Jayla stayed at the apartment for only one night, but it was more than ample time to observe that things were terribly wrong. Of the apartment's 2 bathrooms, she was only permitted to enter the one located in the master bedroom. The other bathroom was strictly off limits, as Tyler and Adriana were housing their vicious dog Maverick within the confines of its walls. At least, that's the excuse Tyler and Adriana had concocted, according to Jayla. It's interesting to note that this completely conflicts with Adriana's previous statement, that Maverick is the sweetest little boy and great with children. Jayla never saw the dog nor heard noises from him while there. She also never saw Cali, but did see Tyler and Adriana's little boys, whom Adriana doted on. Jayla attested to the fact that Adriana harbored hatred toward Leonie due to the pure and simple fact that she had given birth to Cali. Tyler, having gained custody of Cali, wasn't enough. In her efforts to deprive Leonie of merely watching her little girl grow up from a distance, Adriana forbade any posting of pictures and videos of Cali on social media. This behavior Jayla describes as definitely consistent with the idea that perpetrators of domestic violence often show very jealous and possessive behaviors, evidenced by her feelings toward Leonie. During Jayla's short visit, the two also met up with Tyrese, an acquaintance who had attended high school with both women. The detective caught up with him several months later in January of 2019. And boy, did he have a scandalous story to tell. He told officers that he and Adriana allegedly engaged in an affair from December of 2017 through February of 2018. Tyrese estimated that they had secretly met more than 20 times at Adriana and Tyler's apartment. Part of his story mirrored Jayla's. He, too, was forbidden from entering the main bathroom. Adriana's excuse at this time was that it was dirty and messy. Unlike many of her other statements, this particular one held some truth, based on the condition of the apartment when the detectives arrived to speak with Adriana. Tyrese stated that he witnessed the 2 little boys in the apartment during his visits. However, he never saw so much as a trace of Cali. According to Adriana, she was at Grandma's house. Of course, we know this to be a lie. Evidently, Tyrese had been following the media's reporting on the case. At one point during his interview, Tyrese broke down stating, "She did that. That is so wrong. The did that for so long. She would not let me in that room." With these two witness accounts in mind, there is a strong possibility that Adriana and Tyler kept Cali imprisoned within the main bathroom. Maybe they sedated her with medication so she wouldn't cry and couldn't be heard by Jayla or Tyrese. It's also a possibility that Cali was so sick due to being chronic.
Later, Catacombs. Thank you for helping us get a quarter of the way in on the goal. Let me put this cat out of the room here. This crazy kitty.
Malnourished, that she wasn't physically able to yell or cry, and Adriana and Tyler didn't want anyone to bear witness to her alarming physical condition. In addition to neglect, Cali's subjection to cruel, relentless abuse was, sadly, the only life she ever knew. Shortly after Cali's death, Tyler reveals that he and Adriana used cocaine, during which he alleged Adriana revealed her deepest and darkest secrets and the truth about Cali's death.
She would, because I would call when I would be at work during when we're staying out here. I'm working 2 jobs, I'd call to talk to my kids, because I miss them. I hardly spend time with them. And she said that she would leave in her room, and when I called, she would go in there and she'd give Callie the phone and she'd be I'd be on speakerphone and she'd be telling what to say to me, that she's playing with her brother, that she's eating, that she's watching TV. And Adriana said she would have her live. And she would leave her in there.
Leave her in where, I'm sorry?
In her room. And then, she said, she would cry out for you. And Adriana would go in there and tell him, your dad doesn't love you, Nobody loves you. The person that gave birth to you doesn't even love you, Your daddy doesn't love you, and if he did, he'd be here with you. So shut the up, she would close the door on him.
This gut-wrenching account of emotional and verbal abuse would be extremely damaging to a child. Cali likely felt very isolated, as if she was an outsider.
And she said that, when I would find bruises on her in Woodland, and Adriana would say she bumped her head, or, she fell, or she was playing with her brother. Adriana said that she would be physically abusing her, and she would make her lie to me. And she would put frozen vegetables. She would put frozen vegetables on her to try to make the bruises go away before I get home, but she would cover them up.
It's possible that Tyler knew about the abuse the whole time, but is claiming that he only found out the true extent of it after his daughter had died, as he may think that makes him less responsible for what happened. Yet the detective shows Tyler a sequence of photos that will make it even more difficult for Tyler to plead ignorance to the horrors that were occurring inside the home.
This was a living situation. The weeks after death.
Are you saying, was it like this?
Yeah, was it like this? No. Was it like this when you left that morning?
Wasn't this bad? No.
Is there a reason why this piece of furniture is blocking the bathroom?
I was in her room. She was cleaning everything out.
So, there's all kinds of empty cleaning product bottles in the bathroom across from the room. Was this used to kind of...
That's to clean up my dog's messes.
All that bleach and cleaning shield, that's for the dog?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why there's all this food and...
For the dog.
The donuts were for the dog?
Yeah. Pizza for the dog? Yeah. I ran out of dog food. Any time.
If you ran out of dog food and you gave your dog donuts or pizza, you know what that motherfucker would do? Eat that shit. He would eat that fucking shit. Okay? I don't know about you guys, but I've met a dog or two, a time or two in my life, and those guys are kind of pigs. They're kind of ready to just gulp down any fucking thing you give them, as long as it's not it doesn't have a secret pill in it. As long as that.
That's not the case in Australia, sadly. Dogs refuse to eat unless it's filet mignon or a bone.
Yeah, the dogs were like, donuts today. Oh, no. No. That is below me. Where's the caviar?
I like that the dogs in Australia are British, apparently.
Yeah, well, they're all the same. They all just talk with their tongue all weird. Whatever. This cat. But, yeah, dude. Like, that's the dumbest story ever. Like, he was giving his dogs pizza and donuts, but they're like, for some reason, they weren't being eaten at all. It's
go back to what you were just looking at, because look on the table next to, I just want to point out, this prick is probably eating better than his kid did for the last year. Right. He's got Cheetos and Doritos and a bottle of fucking water on the desk.
And you know what? Yeah, and you know what? I bet that food was for that kid. I bet that kid was so like in such bad shape. They didn't even have a good appetite and couldn't even eat correctly and shit like that. Anyways, like I'd imagine.
I've just had a horrible idea. Sorry to interrupt you. I want to get a screenshot of this and then post it on Cheetos Twitter and ask them why they're sponsoring this man.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, he's the greatest sponsor. Cheetos and Dasani and Fabuloso and this bleach. I'm going to buy all these products now.
Look at these product endorsements everywhere.
I'm buying all these products tomorrow. This is great.
Bottles in the bathroom across from him. This is used to kind of that's to clean up my dog's messes. All that bleach and clean shield, that's for the dog? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, damn.
The reason why there's all this food and for the dog. The donuts were for the dog.
Yeah, it's more like you treated your daughter like worse than a dog, and that was for her.
Pizza for the dog. Yeah. I ran out of dog food. Any time. In this bathroom and that food given to her? No. In that fashion? Not that I know of. No. Not that you know of. No.
There are photos of Callie's clothing and few belongings that have been left in the bathtub.
Can you tell me about this? I don't better understand. She put it in there to leave for storage? I don't know. I mean, were you going in you said you take care of the dog every day, right? Right. You go in this bathroom where the dog crate is, and the dog is in the crate every day, correct? Mm-hmm. And when you go in the bathroom, are you seeing belongings in there? Yeah. You do not all this stuff, but yeah.
Clearly, it's very possible that the crate and food in the bathroom were for Callie and not the dog, who seems to be the scapegoat for some of the compelling evidence. Even the existence of a dog still isn't entirely clear. The detective asks Tyler the direct question he's been building up to.
Where the fuck's the dog?
She hated her. Do you think that she had some sort of animosity with her even after all these years? She always said I was supposed to have your first child, and I can never see myself being with a man who has a baby, and I'm not a stepmother and things like that. She would make those statements to you that she's not a stepmother, and your guys' baby should have been the first instead of... No. Okay.
And with that, the motive behind this whole catastrophe is finally confirmed. And it's consistent with information Jayla also provided. Adriana harbored a pure hatred for little Callie. It had manifested from the unwarranted contempt she'd always harbored toward Leonie, and it was revealed in the abuse she inflicted on her daughter. As the interview is nearing a close, the detective confronts Tyler on what was arguably the most disturbing aspect of Callie's condition when her body was discovered. As you can recall, the responding officers at the scene of the storage facility referred to Callie as an infant at times.
Yo, buddy. Very young, like months. We're talking 6 months. Or
She's so skinny and small.
So malnourished.
Definitely born in your life for a while.
Oh yeah, wearing looks like jammies or something like that.
She didn't look sickly to me. She wasn't a skeleton.
Horrifyingly so, Callie was a mere 16 pounds, according to the medical examiner. Clearly, she was the size of an infant at just a few months shy of her 6th birthday. She died an excruciating death of starvation that was a long, drawn-out process. It's likely the misery spanned 3 agonizing years.
Fuck.
With this revelation, Adriana's interview isn't ending in the way she'd hoped, as you'll see.
Here's the deal. It's still an ongoing investigation, all right? We as detectives have to do our due diligence for the sake of this entire case, and for the sake of, okay? There's still some things.
I just want to point out something. Obviously CPS responded to this, but I still want to ask, where the fuck was CPS? Really? I mean,
my understanding, they intervened twice.
They responded to this, but apparently they didn't respond enough. Apparently they didn't, if the conditions were, I don't know, it seems like they weren't really doing their job very well if she was in that kind of condition. Because they just would have to do a random stop by at some point and ask to see the kid. And see that the kid is only 30 pounds when they're 6 years old or whatever weight they are at the time. And then take the kid away. I don't know. It just seems like... yeah.
Okay. So, CPS is very much understaffed, underpaid. The supports that are supposed to be there aren't there because, states don't allocate the proper funding for it. There aren't enough foster families. There aren't enough good scenarios to be able to move children into. So their primary focus is reunification. What very likely happened is they went and visited, they did all that stuff, and they did a parenting plan. And so because she kept up with the parenting plan for a little while, they backed off on visits and she fell through the cracks. And it's such a terrible situation because there's so many kids that fall through the cracks like that. The entire thing needs to be reworked and redone so that doesn't happen. Because, Skeptical Jesus pointed out that CPS is quick to hassle families that are fine. However, a lot of times people call in false reports on those families that are fine, and they use key words that force them to investigate. Because there are certain phrases and things that you can say, and they're just like, oh, we have to check this out.
Yeah.
It's a horrible situation all around. It's supposed to be there to protect some of the most vulnerable people, and it doesn't.
Yeah, society may need a bit of a reworking at this point where we all start to look out for each other's, but that would involve becoming parts of a community. And I am as guilty of sin as the following. I've been here for 3.5 years, and I've only just started talking to the neighbour across the road. This is the first time he come across and helped me lift something today out of the back of my ute. And we spent 5 minutes talking like actual fucking neighbours, and it was really pleasant and nice.
Gay.
But I hadn't
I'm
done
gonna grab
that.
a beer.
Yep, I just want to point out I hadn't done that in 3.5 years, and maybe society has just sort of got to start looking out for each other a bit better, because this poor kid fell through some seriously fucking big cracks, and several of them, and it wasn't like people weren't trying to help. It's just there's only so much you can do. And then they started basically locking this poor kid in a bathroom And even when
Out
visitors
of
were
sight,
over,
out of mind, you know?
yeah.
You don't
If you
have to deal
can't,
with it.
if you can't directly see it, it's not. Yeah. And if that kid was like they've suggested in this report, drugged or medicated and quiet, the dude that was coming over and having an affair with that chick, he, like he said, it's all clicked in his head mid-interview when he's got enough info to confirm to him in a lodge, like he's just realised that poor kid was in there. I was fucking wondering. He would have felt like shit, that poor bastard. But he didn't know when he was there at the time. Hindsight 2020 and all that shit.
And the thing is,
he spent
like,
a lot of time in church going, please, Lord, forgive me.
Like, you also have to remember, she was 16 pounds when they found her,
Yeah.
which means that it's very likely that she was so malnourished that she couldn't cry.
Yep, so weak. And like they said, they thought that she was an infant, so they had been not feeding her properly for years to affect her skeletal structure to not grow like that, and she's just basically lingering for years and being abused by this fucking devil of a woman. And Dad, well, like I said, fuck that guy. I hope a really, really big dude uses him for a peenie warmer in the coldest wintry months in prison.
Yeah,
I had my hopes out. Like, I had seriously had my hopes out that, you know, maybe it was just her and, like, something had happened, because the dude at the very beginning at the U-Haul place, he was like, you know, I met him in rehab. So, you know, I was thinking, okay, maybe he fell off the wagon, something happened, he ended up in jail, and, like, she was left with all of them. And then this terrible thing happened, but no, he was just as active in it as she was, and
yeah. And right now, I want to hear one of them say at this interview, just say, "And I would have got away for if it wasn't for those meddling, stinking kids."
Yeah, those meddling dank dumpsters. Damn it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, 16 pounds. That's crazy, because, you know, like 8 pounds, I think, is like kind of an average weight for a newborn to be, right? Like 8 pounds kind of thing.
like between 6 and 8 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So twice the size of a newborn. Twice the weight of a newborn, but they're 6 years old. Like,
yeah, well, how long does it take for a newborn baby to roughly double its weight? And it doesn't
probably
take
a month
that.
or two or some shit.
Doesn't take that long.
I don't
Those
know.
little bastards. Look, let's ask someone that's raised a few. Hey, Mango, little kids eat lots and lots of food, don't they? And they poop it out everywhere.
Oh, dude, no. Like, one of my kids' favorite activities is to go into the kitchen and find his own snacks, and he ends up with everything in the kitchen because he's always on the move. He's always fucking hungry.
Yeah, but see,
It is,
that's...
like,
I'm sorry.
it's just, like, she obviously was feeding her sons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And them. Although she does look like Skeletor in this interview. If you look, I've been sort of observing her behaviour, and it's like, oh, she's slowly transforming into that Skeletor version of herself that's only years and years of hard drugs can do.
Yeah.
It's like she's a veteran now. Like, you have a look at her, she looks like freaking Skeletor compared to some of those shots of her when she was younger. She was not a bad looking woman.
Yeah. And yeah, Raisin, right, Jack probably weighs like 10, 11, 12 pounds or something like that. I don't know. If you have a chubby cat, they'll probably easily be like 16 pounds or something like that. It's like your 6-year-old should not weigh as much as a cat. That's just crazy. And to be honest, it's like, how can that fly under the radar? That kind of extensive, horrible abuse, because again, like, CPS was called and stuff, but also isn't there school that a 6-year-old is going to go to?
Not necessarily.
No.
In a lot of states, it's not compulsory to send your kid to kindergarten. As long as they pass the required things to be able to go to first grade, then they're usually fine. But I mean, she also was like, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. So, like, of course she's not going to send her kid anywhere.
Yeah,
or his kid anywhere.
probably if she, I don't know, maybe she wasn't even the age where they had to school her yet. I guess maybe.
Oh, and then late birthdays. If you're born after a certain date, you have to wait until the next year. It's like September 1st is the cutoff for a lot of places.
Raisin
Can we
said,
start maybe licensing parents and proof of life? Like, please present your child once every 12 months of proof of their existence, so we know that you haven't Minecrafted them into oblivion somewhere.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Raisin, stop talking shit about your cat, okay? He's not fat. He's big boned, okay? And he's cuter than shit, isn't he? Right?
That looks like. Is that like a Sith Lord with a lightsaber there in the mist? Oh, wait, no, what? Yeah. No, it's just someone blowing a joint. Don't worry.
I'm Father Luke.
Whoa.
Use the Force, Luke.
On for the autopsy.
Hold on, shut up. We're watching a crackhead fake cry. Shut up, Red Eye.
And things of that nature. But at this moment in time, right now, we're going to go ahead and book you at our county jail, okay? For child neglect. For child neglect, okay? That's going to be your charge. All right? What's that?
Just want to die.
Oh, poor her.
Because now I'm away from my kid.
Poor kid, or poor girl, poor chick.
What did Tyler say?
I don't know all that he said, okay? Start out waiting for what he said to the other detectives down there, okay?
He can tell you guys. I don't deserve to go to jail for this.
Yeah, Red Eye. Stop acting like she's such a monster, you dickhead.
Adriana is just now
She clearly doesn't deserve it. She said so.
realizing that she will face punishment for what she has done.
Oh, but what did I do to deserve this?
This is proof right here. This is proof right here that you atheists don't have any morals. See?
Well,
I'd
like to play the part of God right now.
Well, let's see. Let's go down the shit list. You starved that child for the last 3 years, physically abused her, and then did not do anything once she ceased to exist on your mortal plane.
Let her continue.
Yeah. Sorry, bitch, you're going to hell.
What did I do, God?
What did I do, God? I don't recall the years of abuse. I don't recall it.
Everything that you've asked me to.
Well, hey, God here again. Whoa, I clearly have the list of things I asked you to do with your entire life, and murder and giving a child the forever sleep prematurely at 6 years of age was definitely not on my list of things I assigned you to do, mortal.
Like, bitch, I already clearly told you what you did wrong. Are you listening? I don't know what I did. I'm a victim. I just want to go back to sniffing cocaine all day and beating up children and shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, by the way, that cocaine thing also not on the list.
Yeah.
You asked me to, God.
While she's snorting up fucking, $100 worth of cocaine a day or some crazy shit. Who knows how much the kid sitting in the other room starving in a cage like a dog. Fucking piece of shit.
Why do I deserve it?
More money going up her nose every single day than going towards that child. More money going up her nose every day than going into that child every month, probably. Like,
not once in all the
some fucking some leftover food. Like, oh yeah, the donuts. Yeah, don't throw them out. Throw them to the kid. Whatever. Throw him to our dog kid.
hours of interrogation did Adriana show this kind of remorse for Cali. This emotion is only for herself. In the end, there was a small semblance of justice for the little girl whose life had only consisted of suffering. Tyler eventually gave up on his claims of ignorance and reverted back to his original story. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 10 years. Adriana Enoch, formerly Anderson, prior to the couple's divorce in August of 2019, had a different outcome. She stood trial in late July of 2021. after a judge rejected her proposed plea agreement. On August 5th, she was convicted of first-degree murder and was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 20 years.
And you don't get to see your kids grow up.
Those kids don't deserve to have that kind of mother. Like, poor kids.
No.
You know. But you know, like, it's 20 years with the possibility of parole. I don't know how much that means. She'll be in prison for fully.
He does 20 before she's eligible. This is
Yeah.
my understanding of it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then every little fuck up that she does in prison will add to her sentence. So if she's a model prisoner.
But what if she gets denied parole? She just stays in prison
Stays in
until the
there.
next. Yeah.
The way it works in
but-
Australia is they have parole hearings, and what happens is that witnesses and people that had the crimes committed to them can come and testify and go,
Yeah.
I don't believe this person should be let out on parole because blah, blah, blah. This is the effect this has had on my life. Blah, blah, blah. And I know that if you're not a model prisoner, she's doing way more than 20. Every infraction will get her more months on her sentence.
Yeah, but even that, like, it's scary to me still that people like this, like, she could get out in 20, 30, 40 years kind of thing, and it's like, I don't know, I think it's kind of just, it's weird, and it shouldn't be that way. Like, she shouldn't be allowed to walk the streets in such a short amount of time after doing such a crazy thing. I mean, like, for instance, her doing that to a child, that puts every single child in her vicinity at risk, theoretically, or whatever, and it needs to be taken that way. And so, like, I don't know, it's crazy to me, the idea that this woman could possibly be out on parole in 20 years, or let's say 30 or 40 or whatever the heck. That's not enough, because it's just like, she'll be a 40-something-year-old woman or a 50-something-year-old woman, very capable and stuff. I mean, look at you, Red Eye. You're like 80 or something, and you made a garden or whatever the fuck you did. You dug up a tree and shit. You did a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Imagine what else you could have done with that shovel.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But to be serious for a moment, here's her punishment. She does not get to see her sons grow up, and that's a sentence within a sentence. So she's not just being punished by the state. The universe is also saying, yeah, you know that how you did this because you focused on your two kids and neglected that third one. Well, you don't get to see these two little kids that you made turn into adults, and for a parent to be deprived of that is a really big deal. So don't underestimate the level of punishment. It's like her life is a complete waste now on several levels, and fuck her and fuck that guy too.
Yeah, it's just like 20 years doesn't seem like much. It's like Skabibi said, some people get out so early it's kind of crazy, like to kill someone, and they never get to come back. But you get on streets in 10 to 25 years. And yeah, there's some murder cases where it'll be like that. It'll be just some. It's like that's silly to me to think that somebody could murder someone and then be out in a decade or so. That's just silly as fuck. Like, I don't know. But
it depends on the circumstances. But if you brutally kill someone and it's premeditated, you usually get
exactly like her this whole story. I think 20 years with possibility of parole. That's like way too easy on somebody who tortured not just somebody but a little kid, like, and whether it was a little kid or an adult. If it was an adult and they tortured them for a huge amount of time before killing them and stuff, it's like that's way more than just like a bar fight and you maybe accidentally kill somebody or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's like 20 years seems way too low for that. But that was the end of this story. This story full of rainbows and sunshines.
Oh, yeah. I feel so great after that, you know?
Yeah, that's why I make these. That's why I do these podcasts. I want to put a smile on everyone's face. Look at the smile on Timmy's face. Smile, Timmy. What a great smile. Oh, there we go. It's like a Santa Claus kind of smile going on there. Some dimples in the cheeks. Okay, so thank you guys for supporting the stream and everything. I can't believe we didn't hit the goal, though. I blame Skabibi. That piece of shit.
Works for me. He's not blaming me for once. Outstanding.
I'll get you next time.
I hope so.
Alright, and I guess I'm gonna maybe move over to Twitch. So, I guess I'll put a link in the chat real quick. I'll go live on Twitch in the name of Satan. Okay. Click this link in the chat. Follow me over to Twitch. And peace out, guys. Say bye, guys.
See ya.